And let's hear more about the situation in California from someone who has long lived in the community there. John Yang has that.
Judy, the explosive spread of the Oak Fire suggests another bad wildfire season ahead in California. Beth Pratt is the California Regional Executive Director of the National Wildlife Federation, and she lives in Mid Pines, California, which is only about 2 miles from the western edge of the fire. Beth, thanks for being with us. I know you're under sort of pre evacuation orders. What is the situation now as you look across the horizon? What do you see? What's it like?
Frankly, as somebody who's been up here 25 years and been through probably over 20 fires, had to evacuate 3 times, it's terrifying. This is the most scary fire I've ever seen. It is a monster. It's spreading in all directions. It's spotting 2 miles ahead. So that 2 mile distance doesn't give me much comfort. There's smoke everywhere. I have, helicopters and jets going overhead all the time. I feel like I'm under LAX. So it's just a little scary. It's a little scary.
That rapid spread, it went from 4,000 acres Friday night to more than 15,000 acres Sunday. I could read the numbers, but I have. What's that like to have that going on around you?
Again, this is your community and watching your friends' homes destroyed in an instant, knowing you could be next, it's really heartbreaking. But I think I'm actually kind of angry. This is climate in action. This is what happens when we don't address the climate change problem. We're in a 1,500 year drought here in California. We have die off of over 1 million trees, caused by beetle infestation, caused by drought, caused by climate change. And we have great leaders here in California. Governor Gavin Newsom is a leader on climate. And it also gets hard when people are saying, oh, it's a California problem. No, this is, people in coal burning states need to come help fight the fire in my backyard. So, these monsters, these aren't even wildfires. These are human caused firestorms because of climate. And it's quite terrifying to be a part of that, especially knowing that we could have done something.
This is the biggest fire so far this year in California, but it's not the first fire in this area. You've had a number of fires in the past 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, I've even lost count. We had two start yesterday. I think it's six in 3 weeks. Again, this isn't normal. I've been up here 25 years. When I first moved here, you'd have a big fire every 5 to 10 years, and that was about it. I mean, we're just having multiple major fires a year and smaller fires. Again, this is climate in action. I mean, this is what happens. It's a new way of life. Those of us who live up here, we know we're going to have to coexist with fire. There's no way around it. If you're looking at my house in the background, I put metal siding on it. I have a metal roof. I do a lot of thinning and brushing. So those are things you need to do if you're gonna live up here, because fire, it's not going to go away.
How else do you adjust to coexisting or living with the threat of fires so much?
It's I will say I do all the things I just outlined. It's still scary. I work in wildlife, so I promote coexisting with wildlife a lot. That seems a little easier than fire. There's no doubt. Fire is a big, scary animal. I think you also have to have plans, right? I mean, I have an evacuation plan right now. I've even before this fire have a few options of wonderful friends that I can go to. When you have animals like me, I have 5 dogs and 2 cats. You have to have a plan. You have to know how to get out. So, you have a go bag. I mean, you don't wait. You are kind of on alert all summer. You also don't travel. These days I don't like to go anywhere, especially getting on a plane during fire season, because I wouldn't be able to get back here in time.
You talked about your pets. What's the effect on the wildlife in the area?
Yeah, that troubles me as well. Again, as somebody who does work in wildlife conservation, I mean, this is just as impactful on wildlife, in some respects more so. I can evacuate to an air-conditioned friend's house. They got no options. And as we see with climate change making these fires longer, hotter, burning more space, that's introducing an element that wildlife can't adapt to. Any plant or animal in California is adapted to a natural fire cycle, right? They have strategies. They are not adapted to these firestorms. So, for instance, can't escape them as easily, or the habitat itself, since it burns hotter and longer, may not even be suitable when they go back. So it's really tough on the wildlife. I haven't even mentioned the smoke. You can hear my raspy voice, especially the last 5 years. We're getting a lot of smoke thrown at us. I just bought a really heavy duty smoke filter for my house, but the wildlife don't have that. So the impact of this smoke, both on people and wildlife, has to be substantial.
Beth Pratt, the California Regional Executive Director of the National Wildlife Federation in Mid Pines, California, now being threatened by the Oak Fire. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thanks for having me.